Okay, so in inhalation, okay, when we are taking something inside, we lift our ribs outwards. Okay, diaphragm that is flattened. Okay, and third thing, that is our chest cavity become larger. You can feel this right now. Chest cavity become large. Okay, have you experienced this thing that when you are filled with your food, okay, you have eaten so much amount of food, okay, it generally happens with us that we are filled and we have taken so much amount of food, so that when we breathe inside, when we inhale, okay, we will feel a bit difficulty to take much amount of air inside us, because as we have filled so much amount of food inside our body, and right at that time, particular at that time, we have felt okay, we have eaten so much amount of food. That time we exactly feel some difficulty in breathing, because we think that we can't breathe more because our cavity is filled, our stomach is there, there is something which is filled so much. Okay, so it happens because uh, we have a limited space. Okay, and our chest cavity, okay, our chest cavity, this is our diaphragm. Okay, so we have eaten much amount of food. Okay, so that time the diaphragm from this condition, okay, this curve condition, it will a bit difficult us to make it flatten. Okay, so these three events, that chest cavity become larger, we lift our ribs out, and diaphragm become flatter. Okay, now the second condition, when you will exhale and you will release carbon dioxide outside. Okay, right now I'm just talking about breathing, just taking of oxygen inside and releasing of carbon dioxide outside, and how this carbon dioxide is produced. We studied that how this carbon dioxide is produced, this reaction tells us. Okay, so respiration is done, we just are doing, we just one thing we are doing, that taking oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. So just opposite thing will uh, takes place. So in this case, okay, as in this case the air is inside and our lungs will become larger because air is present inside. Okay, so what happen when we release, the opposite two things will happen, that the lift cavity, sorry, the ribs cavity, which is rib which is lifted out, now it is lifted inside. Okay, so it will get normal. Okay, ribs come to their normal position, our ribs. Okay, just put your hand over your ribs and take something inside. I'm doing this, you can feel you are lifting your ribs. Okay, put your hands over your ribs and inhale the air. Okay, and you can feel that you are taking, your lips are lifting. Okay, it's happening. Okay, I'm doing this, and as I'm releasing this, okay, I see that my ribs are again going to normal. Okay, you know that where are your ribs. Second thing, that diaphragm again goes to curve. Okay, so again curved diaphragm. And third thing, chest cavity becomes smaller. Smaller. Okay, because you know everything is out, and there is a normal chest cavity because nothing left behind. Okay, so in this case what happens, that all of the oxygen or all of the air you have taken inside, all of the air you have taken inside, imagine that you have taken inside 5 ml of air. Okay, 5 ml air can be measured in the terms of ml, and whatever you exhale, okay, is never 500 ml, it is always less than 500 ml. Okay, so what amount you have inhaled never goes out, or it is never equal. Okay, both of them are not equal. Okay, why so? What is the reason that what you have taken inside never goes outside exactly? So some amount of air is present in your lungs, some amount of air is always present in your lungs. Each and everything you have taken inside, okay, not goes outside in equal amount. What is the reason? The reason that the much amount of oxygen is left inside, air is left inside. This is air particles. Okay, I'm writing this air. Okay, so if the some air is always present in our lungs, and there is a need for our lungs that some air should be present in our lungs, 500 income ml income and 500 uh, removal of oxygen, that means that our lungs will have nothing. If we take something and same time if we will release that thing, okay, 100%, then there is a surety that it will become like this and our lungs is having nothing at that particular time. Okay, so it is not possible that each and everything you inhale will release. Okay, so there is a leftover of uh, air, and everything which is come inside never goes outside. So only 500 ml of oxygen is comes inside, and same time only 400 ml of air, okay, air goes outside. Okay, so that is the reason. What is the reason? That if some amount of oxygen, some amount of air is left behind, okay, so our lungs will have greater chance to deal with this air. So these are our lungs. Okay, this is my lungs, and this is the leftover air. Okay, so this leftover air, which is definitely it is containing oxygen. Okay, so both of them, the lungs and the air, will interact with each other in better way. Okay, they will interact with each other in better way. So in this interaction, the lungs will absorb maximum amount of oxygen as much as it can. Okay, so in this interaction, this is a leftover air. Okay, and definitely it is having oxygen. Okay, and lungs is having definitely carbon dioxide. Okay, lungs is having carbon dioxide, and this leftover air is having oxygen, fresh oxygen. Okay, so as not each and every particle which we inhale will go outside, and some of the air which stop in our lungs and not go outside. Okay, so there is a reason that both of them, the air which is left inside our lungs, and second time our lungs, okay, so the air and the lung will interact with each other, and there will be more appropriate and more accurate exchange of gases. In that previous case, when air come inside, okay, this is the part of air which come inside, and this is the part of air. Okay, some part of air will go outside again. Okay, in this case there is also possibility of interaction, that definitely the air and our lungs, or the sac, okay, the alveoli, will interact with each other. That is there are some chances. Acid base chapter. Okay, yeah, I will finish my class before 5 minutes, and after that you can ask me. Okay, so in this case, the leftover air which is left behind, some part of the air will goes out, and okay, it will goes out in exhalation. Okay, and some part which is left behind will deal with our lungs in a better way, and there is more appropriate exchange of gases. There are only two type of gases: oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, so that's why the air which come inside never goes outside in same amount. Okay, first of all this thing. Now second thing I want to tell you, that this is our alveoli. Okay, this is our alveoli, the cell of our alveoli. Okay, so what happens exactly, that in this our alveoli, okay, this alveoli is connected with our lungs. So there is air, or I should do this. Okay, these are the cells of alveolar sac, and the cells are alveoli. Okay, I'm drawing alveoli cells. Okay, and this is alveolar sac. Okay, so we know I'm drawing just one part. Okay, and this is a single cell, this single alveoli cell. Okay, this is alveolar sac, and this is alveoli cell. Okay, so what happens exactly, that our lungs brings air, and we know that in our atmosphere, in our general atmosphere, there is a fresh oxygen, which is a fresh air which is coming inside. Okay, so we know that in air there are so many types of gases, but right now we are going to deal with oxygen and carbon dioxide. So in atmosphere, the amount of oxygen is 21%, and the amount of carbon dioxide is 0.03%. Okay, so the air which is coming inside is having more amount of oxygen, and it is having very less amount of carbon dioxide naturally. Okay, now this is alveoli. Okay, this is our alveoli, and by near this alveoli there is a passage of blood vessel. Okay, blood vessels pass through these alveoli in such a manner, okay, in such a manner. That means each and every alveoli should have to be in contact with these blood vessels. Okay, now this blood vessel is coming out from a tissue. Okay, and as this blood vessel is coming out from tissue, so there are so many blood vessels. Okay, so this is the blood vessel, which will take oxygen. So right now I'm going to tell you about this pattern. Think that this is alveoli, and this is outside atmosphere. Okay, this is fresh, this is the fresh oxygen, which is fresh air which is coming to it. So this is having naturally more amount, this a fresh air is having more amount of oxygen and very less amount of carbon dioxide, and this is our alveoli. So this alveoli is in contact with two type of blood vessels. These are blood vessel. Okay, so this blood vessel, okay, this blood vessel will take oxygen. Okay, this blood vessel is take oxygen to this alveoli, to all of our tissues. Okay, in our tissue it will give this oxygen, and in our tissues there is a presence of glucose. Okay, and there is a conduction of respiration energy. Okay, and now this carbon dioxide which is produced inside our tissue, energy is consumed by our cells. Okay, energies get consumed by our tissue and it will release CO2, and this CO2 will again goes to this blood vessel. Okay, so this blood vessel is taking oxygen to our body, and this blood vessel is taking out this CO2. Okay, so it is bringing CO2 and it is taking away CO2. Okay, so as it is taking away CO2, I will draw this in this purple color because it is having much amount of CO2. It is having much amount of CO2. Okay, and how this CO2 produced? A blood vessel which is taking oxygen from this alveoli. Okay, this is our system. Okay, so this is the blood vessel which is taking oxygen. Okay, because oxygen is coming from outside. Okay, our lungs and okay, every part. Okay, this is our lung and this is our alveoli. Okay, so as we breathe inside, we take both oxygen and CO2, but oxygen is in much higher amount in fresh air and carbon dioxide is in much lower amount in atmosphere. So as we breathe, okay, both things come inside. Okay, so there are two blood vessels. Okay, these both of the blood vessels are in contact with these alveoli, so this blood vessel will carry oxygen to our body. Okay, and in our body this oxygen is utilized and it will go for respiration, and there is a production of CO2. You know that in respiration energy is produced which is utilized and carbon dioxide is left. Okay, so right now I'm finishing my class. Okay.